moving right along through our graphing portion of this unit. We are on video 1.16, parallel and perpendicular lines. So there's going to be some vocabulary today and then a few examples, so make sure your notes are ready to go. And just a little parallel joke. They're never going to meet, but they can still see each other depending where they are on the graph. Parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that will never intersect. It means they'll never cross each other. They have the same slope on the coordinate plane. So if you see lines that have the same slope, you'll know that they're parallel. And those look like this. Like that, they'll never cross. It's not the most straight. Like that, never cross. Perpendicular lines are lines that cross at a right 90-degree angle, and when you see this on the graph, you'll see a 90-degree angle like that. So the axes, the x and y axes, are actually perpendicular axes. And then sometimes you'll see lines that go like this, and if you see that box that says it's a right angle, then you know that they're perpendicular. And what's most important about identifying perpendicular lines is that the slopes of the lines are opposite reciprocals. And what opposite reciprocals are two numbers whose product are -1. And how you see those are the reciprocal. Remember, reciprocal is the flip of a number with the opposite sign. So here we have the example -2 and 1/2. What you do is you would find the reciprocal, which is 1/2, -1/2, it's still negative. And then that becomes positive, so the sign switches. Then it just becomes 1/2. So these two are opposite reciprocals. And the same for 1/3 and 3. You start with 1/3. The reciprocal of that, you flip it, is going to be 3/1 or just 3. And then again, you need to give it the opposite sign, so it's -3. And these two are opposite reciprocals. And then let's just do one more. What if you had like 4/5? Well, the reciprocal of that is 5/4. Then we need to make it -5/4. And what's most important about this is that you not only see that they're opposite reciprocals, but you understand why, and with their products are -1. So if you were to multiply -2 and 1/2, you'd get -1. 1/3 and -3, you'd get -1. Multiply 4/5 and -5/4, again, you'll get -1. Example 1, write the equation of a parallel line. So we have a line that passes through 12, and is parallel to the graph of y equals 2/3 x minus 1. What equation represents the line in slope-intercept form? So I'm going to write down some steps. The first thing you can do is find the y-intercept by plugging in the slope. And then rewrite your equation. You can also graph these if you would like to, but I'm going to show you the algebraic way of solving all of these, because on your test you'll be asked to do that more than the graphing method of solving. So like I said, we're going to start out with, I see that my slope is 2/3. So remember, parallel lines have the same slope, so the slope of my new line is also going to be 2/3. But I don't know what the y-intercept of that line is. I just know that it passes through 12, So I have to take that x and y value of 12, and plug it in to my equation, because right now I'm going to write my equation up here. I just have y equals 2/3 x, but I don't know what my y-intercept is. So I'm going to take the 5 for y equals 2/3, plug in 12 for x, minus b. I don't know what my y-intercept is of my new line. I know what it is of the line I'm comparing it to, that it's parallel to, but I don't know what it is of my new line. So now I'm going to evaluate, and I have 5 equals 12, 2/3 times 12 is 24/3, which equals 8. So 8 minus b. I am going to take away 8 from both sides. This is negative 3 equals negative b. I'm so sorry, that should be plus b. Don't know why I put minus b. So we have b equals negative 3. So that means my equation, I'm going to finish writing up here, is negative 3. And you can check this on a graph by graphing it and plotting the points and all that. But the parallel line that passes through 12, 5, that's parallel to y equals 2/3 x minus 1, is y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Example 2, classifying lines. Are the graphs of 4y equals negative 5x plus 12 and y equals 4/5 x minus 8 parallel, perpendicular, or neither? So what I need to look at first, or what I need to do first, is I need to get them in the same form. And we're going to, since this one's already in slope-intercept form, we're just going to get this equation in slope-intercept form as well. So I have 4y equals negative 5x plus 12, and I have to divide each side by 4 in order to get my y isolated right here, to put it in slope-intercept form. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, so y equals negative 5/4 x plus 3. And then I still have y equals 4/5 x minus 8. So let's look at the slopes. Well, they're not the same, so they're definitely not parallel. But they are opposite reciprocals, negative 5/4 and 4/5. If I was going to take the opposite reciprocal of negative 5/4, it would flip to negative 4/5, and then we have to take the opposite sign, make it positive 4/5. So what they are is perpendicular. Their slopes are opposite reciprocals. They will cross the graph at a 90-degree angle. And you can also check this by multiplying the two slopes together and see if it comes out to negative 1. So we have negative 20 over positive 20, and that does equal negative 1. Your final example is to write the equation of a perpendicular line. What equation represents the line that passes through 2, 4 and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 1/3 x minus 1? So this process has a couple different steps, but it's going to be basically the same. So first you have to find the opposite reciprocal of the slope. Then you have to plug in the point, the coordinate, and then you can rewrite your equation. So make sure you have these steps down for each topic that you're learning today. Okay, so we have a slope of 1/3, and I need a line that's perpendicular to that. So I'm going to find the reciprocal, which is 3 over 1, and then I'm going to make it negative. So the slope of the perpendicular line to y equals 1/3 x minus 1 is negative 3. So we'll start with that. So we have y equals negative 3x, and then some sort of y-intercept here. I don't know what it is yet. So we're going to take our point, 2, 4, and plug it in. So 4 is y, 4 equals negative 3 times x is 2 plus b. 4 equals negative 6, multiply negative 3 and 2 plus b. I'm going to add 6 to both sides, and we get b equals 10. So if b equals 10 in this perpendicular line, I'm just going to add 10 here, and we have our equation of a line that is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 1/3 x minus 1 and passes through the point 2, 4. This line right here, y equals negative 3x plus 10. So I know there was a lot in that video. If you have any questions at all, please, please, please ask me tomorrow in class. Make sure you write them down. This is just a little joke to find out what happens to your bananas overnight. So write the equation of a line that is parallel to y equals negative x minus 2 and passes to the point 2, negative 2. This should be 2, negative 2. Sorry about that if it's confusing to see. Pass to the point 2, negative 2. Answer that in your hot question, and I'll see you tomorrow.